I think we're back. I think we're going to continue on this kindergarten project. It'll be child's play. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Hope everybody had a good lunch. I was asked to research a well. One of my other clients wants to drill a well on their property, and I have no idea how to do that. So did some research. Spent about 45 minutes researching that, and it seems nothing that we can't do. It's a lot of bureaucracy, but it's all perfectly doable. I turn off my Steam here. You don't need to see that. I don't want to see that other people are playing video games right now and be sad, like looking in. Although I'm playing video game right now. Except I'm doing it for work. So okay, let's see. So we've got this pergola finished. I want to change a couple of things here. I want to change the time of day. Yeah, here we go. Okay, we want to show like full sun. So we're going to change this to the 21st, which is the summer solstice, and we're going to change it to 1 in the afternoon. And there we go. There's what our pergola is going to look like. So we're in photo mode. Let's take a couple of pictures, and this is just going to be just email those to the clients and the builder and see if they like it. So it's 10 by 12 as requested, and it's not in its final placement just yet, but we will get there. So okay, I think this is probably good enough. We've got the front, we've got both the sides, and we've got the back. Okay, excellent. Now we're gonna go back to our. Actually, let's print, if you will, those photos, just so I have them. This is one of the best features of this program, by the way, is um, if you what you call it, if you hit F10, it'll open like the project folder, so all your files are in there, all your screenshots, videos, things like that. That's really cool. I wish more CAD programs were like that. Okay, so next up, we're gonna do our pergola that's gonna be on a composite deck. And what we want to do now is we want to go into our house stage, select objects from any stage. We want to select all of this, just every little bit. I think it selected the roof. I hope it did. So we're gonna hit group, and then we're just gonna move this inside the other building. Oh, we missed something. Because of course we did. Okay, that should be everything, right? Yeah, that is everything. Okay, before we move it out of here, we're gonna draw a little line here, just so we know where our deck was. And we'll just put it in the exact same spot. Okay, let's just move that out of the way, and then yeah, now you can't see it anymore, even though it's in here. Yeah, it's in there. It's in there. It's saved. It's for later use. But in the screenshots, the next ones we're not going to see it. So that's good. Yeah. So another una más, por favor. So 10 feet this way. We had 12 feet this way. 10 feet and 12. Okay, great. So that's our deck. And now this is actually going to be a wood deck. Our terrain, I think we're going to reset the terrain, actually. I kind of want to play with the terrain that we have, and there is a way to do that. Yeah, reset. There you go. Okay, that resets everything, which we do not want. What we want is we want to keep these lines, so we're gonna have we're just kind of jury rigging this completely. Okay, we want to keep these lines, so I'm gonna cut them. Control X, hit reset. Should do it, right? It should be flat as a pancake now. No, it's not. Why not? Oh, okay. I think I know what we need to do. We need to move this. Yeah, we need to move this to a different. Hit reset now. It's still not doing it. Oh, reset. I see. Okay, when you do the brush stroke stuff, it won't tell you what you're actually doing. So, that's annoying. That seems like an oversight. I want to reset this, and of course there were a bunch of different brush strokes. I suppose we can just smooth it out, and that way we get kind of what it was. I mean, all of our contour lines and all of our terrain work was just kind of guesswork anyway, so it's fine. But okay, let's turn off our shading and all that so we can really see underneath here what's going on. Now, this is not how you would ever frame a deck like that. So we want to start with our posts. Yes, we want support posts. Spacing 8 feet. That's not gonna do it. In fact, I think we want to framing. There's a button to rotate framing. Here we go. This is much more accurate to what we're gonna actually end up building. So we are gonna put it up on spheres. It's not gonna be 6 feet high. It's gonna be 0. Well, the idea is to make it flush, but that's actually very difficult to build. So we're not going to do it flush. I think we're going to do this at 18 inches that it comes out of the ground. And then we're going to scooch it back until it kind of collides the with the grade here, so that it kind of comes out of it. Yeah, sort of like that. I wish it would let us move this, like the whole thing, in 3D, but it won't. So scoot it just a little bit further up. Yeah, that's good. I'm happy with that. So we've got our support posts here. The way that they're actually going to build this is they're going to dig out a pit, fill it with gravel, put your concrete piers in there, and then build your deck from there. You have to do that, so you may as well raise it up a little bit. A foot and a half is actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is probably too much. That seems like a trip hazard for little kids. So we're going to do 6 inches. It's going to come out of the ground 6 inches. It won't be perfectly flush, but it will look somewhat flush. Because, yeah, the logistics and the effort required to actually build it is going to be exactly the same as making it, um, however far you want it out of the ground. So, okay, we'll leave it in the same spot for now. And then this terrain, we're going to go back to our terrain tools. We're going to change the elevation here a little bit and just say like -6 inches. We're going to have to do a little bit of grading just so, right? Like you could do that. Oh, actually, -6? No, that's not what I want. I want just 0. 0 is what I want. Yep, there we go. So the most it'll ever come out of the ground is 6 inches. And you can see a framing underneath there. It deleted the piers. There will be piers. You need that for drainage and air circulation and stuff like that. So the next thing we want to look up is, because this is like an ADA, it has to be ADA compliant. So ADA ramp standard is what we want. So no greater, ADA curb ramp must have no more than a 1 to 12 inch ratio or no greater than 8.33% slope. ADA also requires slopes to be consistent from end to end, right? A ramp must have a uniform slope. There are only a few exceptions to this rule, which are dependent on building materials. So I think what we're going to do, accessboard.gov ADA. Yeah. Okay. So you need landings, right? You need level landings at top and bottom. And we've got a 8.33% slope max. Okay, so this is actually going to be fairly simple. Well, I don't know. If I put in a ramp, they're going to be like, well, why don't we just make it flush with grade? I guess we can do that. Yeah, it's not as, it is. Yeah, it is better. We're gonna, well, If we draw it as perfectly flush with grade, it'll clip into the ground. So we're gonna have it be like 1 inch. We're just gonna cheat it, but it will actually be composite, and it will in reality be flush with grade. I don't like to build decks like that um, because it doesn't look very good and it's very complicated to build, right? Because you have to dig that whole pit out and you have to put your framing underneath and everything, and then you're gonna have piers. So you may as well raise the piers, like put in 18-inch piers, and then you have an actual deck. Maybe it has a couple of steps, or not even, but 6 inches. So normally, if we were just in a residential environment, I would say, okay, they have to have a deck that they want somewhat flush, raise it up 6 inches. The problem with that here is we're gonna have to have these ramps, and they have to have 3 by 3 foot landings. Um, they have to be kind of sloped a certain way so the water doesn't pool on them. Then you have your ramp and everything. We could do that here. We could put this appendix on here for 6 inches of rise. That would be fairly simple to do. I don't think we're gonna do that though. I think for now, I think the yeah, we're gonna go with this for now. And what I want to do is, I know that earlier we looked at like whimsical pergola as a kind of keyword for Google Images, but let's see. So polycarbonate roof pergola is what we want to look for, right? And we want something that's kind of fun, like this. I don't know if that's all that cool. I think we kind of want to put some sort of, definitely not this. We already have something similar in our other alternative. If you're going to do two alternatives or something, you should try to make them as different as you can. It shouldn't be arbitrary, right? Like if you really want to have this slope on either of these pergolas, then that's what it should be. And I think that's what we're going to go for. We're going to go with a shallower slope. We might even rotate it. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll rotate it. So the gable is going to be going the other way. And no, that's weird. That's weird. You want the gable to be on this, on the front, on these sides. Okay. But I think we are going to stick with the gabled roof. Um, and we're going to make the framing a little bit more complicated. Because what I don't want to do here for this particular, I don't want to do this. I don't want to build this. I think this is boring. It's stale. Um, it's for a kindergarten or like something like this, like out of steel. That's no, that's just not what we want to do. And I'll have to see if we do corrugated or standing steel seam polycarbonate. I think we do this. I think we make this very simple. We'll have a little roof structure on it. Okay, all right, great. So because it's going to be more simple than the other one, we can use our pergola tool. So we want this to be a pergola. There we go. Let's see what it gives us right out of the gate. This time I think we do want to put posts. Maybe round posts. Yeah, round posts could be a little bit more fun. It's a little bit elaborate, isn't it? And by a little bit, I mean it's very elaborate. So these slats, I don't even know if we want to have these. None. I think none if we're putting a roof on it. The next thing that we want to change is these end pieces. I don't want them to have these curves. I think that is like the tackiest thing. I never do that. Just leave it square. It looks so much better if it's just a square edge like that. Okay, so round posts. And then yeah, I think we'll put a little bit of a, let's just try it on for size. See how we feel. See how we feel about a roof on this here structure. So how tall did we make this thing? Like 8 feet or something? 8 foot 8, maybe? Where the hell did my pergola go? Okay, hold up. We need to play with our pergola some more. So elevation, I can't change the elevation. What? It's just locked. Okay, pose. Okay, height. Here we go. It does not need to be. It needs to be like 7 feet. It's for the kids. Yeah, much smaller. And then now I want to put this roof on top of it, but I want to keep my post. I don't understand why it won't let us do that. What? That's so random. Doesn't need a fascia. Well, it does need a fascia, but a like super small one. Like 2. There we go. And then we wanted our gable roof. So roof section. Let's make that. Actually, I guess we could make the whole thing a Dutch gable. No, that's getting too cute with it. Wait, we could gable this one this way. I think it's fine. And now this roof slope is way too much. We want it like 2/12. Yeah, I think that's the move. And now we're starting to realize why I don't really use this pergola tool all that much, because it's awkward. Like, where did my posts go? I want to know that. Where are they? They just straight up disappeared. Is it the spacing that it's not happy with? Like, what's going on? Thickness? Who knows? We don't know. I think this piece down here, this one, is completely, the rafter supports are completely superfluous? Is that a word? That is a word. Superfluous. We don't really need it. They're going to put joists in there. Okay, so we want our polycarbonate roofing. So I saw that earlier. Roof. Polycarbonate. Panels or seamless? Thinking seamless. Okay, can it maybe not make the entire thing? I guess it's good enough for conceptual design. And then what is like fighting here? I don't understand. Does this one also be polycarbonate? We have some more editing to do on this house. What if we take the fascia off? Aha. Aha! Okay, and then can I change the colors of this at all? Not really. I should be able to. I should be able to take this and then copy paste it in here. It's not quite what I want. I want to edit the fascia, but it won't let me do that. It will only let me edit the entire roof as though it's one piece. But that's not true. Ridge says hit caps. Okay. I guess we will leave it at that. This actually, I don't hate this as much as I thought I would. It looks kind of like a play place, like a playground, which is exactly what it's supposed to look like. Okay, great. So we're gonna put our posts in. They're gonna be custom shapes. Again, I don't know why. I don't know why they need to be that. I like the round, so let's do a no, not 4 feet. Let's do that. This is how the program measures circles for you. It's just wild. Okay. No, not auto elevation. This wants to be 0. That wants to be on the floor. And then 6'4". That doesn't look like it's enough. I know that for if anybody watching this or sees this is a carpenter and does this for a living, like building these things, I'm 90% sure that you can't build it this way. 90% sure. I realize that. But we're just in the kind of conceptual design phase right now, so it's not super critical that we have all this perfectly figured out right now and we have an answer to everything. That's not our goal here? Our goal here right now is to just like, look, these are two ways that we could do this. Which one do you prefer? Our deck is going to need some more love, I think. And just the more I'm looking at this, the more I realize that with like with a probability approaching certainty, this is what we're going to end up building. Like I can smell it. I can smell that this is what the clients are going to be like, yeah, okay. Because they're not going to have the guts to build something super cool. I could be wrong. But I don't think I am. I think this is what's going to happen. Like, yeah, you know. Could also build both of them. That would be my preferred. Oh, nope. That's not what I want. Middle aligned. There we go. That would be preferential to me if we just end up building both of them. Like, put the other one here, kind of train station, and then put this one over here and at all the other locations, which I haven't seen. Nobody ever showed me. Okay, so they wanted composite decking, which I think we can get, and it's not going to be with these miter boards and all that stuff. It's just not going to have that. So no miter boards. Just keep it simple. What if I type in as a material composite? Oh, there we go. 5-inch straight marker. I don't think that's going to look any different, is it? Not really. Yeah, I think it will do. It will do something like that. That's what. Okay, like you've got the framing, kind of the shadows through the polycarbonate. That's a nice little detail. Okay, I'm gonna send these. I'm gonna take some more pictures, and we are going to send these off to the client. And just let them know, hey, this is kind of what we're thinking right now, and we are, as you can see, we haven't designed the rest of the stuff. This is just the pergolas, but we will, and that will let everybody know that we're actually working on this, which is always a good idea. So let's do that. I'm going to go into my little. I've been in chatting the entire time. Brilliant. So nobody's seen what I've been doing. Okay, anyway, let's go to gameplay and show you. There we go. So this is our second alternative. The other one is the kind of train station looking thing that we think is much cooler, or I think is much cooler. But this one's a little bit more. It's simple. It's a lot simpler. So, anyways, I'm gonna go back to the chatting window while I type up this email to the contractor and just let him know what our thoughts are. Here he is. So this is new merchandise in the Juno store. Nice. Okay. Gameplay. Okay, great. Ah, that's my car, by the way, or one of my cars. It's my little race car. Imported it from Germany 7 years ago, and I've been adding to it ever since. So it's actually pretty quick. Okay, back to what we were doing. So I'm not going to do two alternatives of the design. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to swap our pergolas back to the one that I like better. And that way we can kind of use that one to guide the rest of the design. I suspect that they're going to go with this one, which, yeah, it's ultimately it's their dime. So I won't be too sad if that happens, but I'd much prefer the other one. Okay, let's just pretend that that's going to go there. I don't know that that's actually true. We'll see. We kind of want to rotate it, I think, and have it face this way. We've got a couple of other things that we need to design first. So going back to our notes, small retaining wall. Yes, it is definitely going to have a retaining wall, and I think what we're going to do. So basically, we need to retain some of this, right? Because this is like 2.5 feet higher than this, so that's not exactly ideal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have retaining walls all along here, and what I'm thinking is they'll be curves. They'll be curved, and um, they'll be like a dry stack, and then we're gonna have plants and the planters of them, obviously. But if you're like, you know, 8 years old or something, or 6 years old, you're going to be able to stand there and it'll be level. You'll be like level with the plants. So okay, to do that, we're gonna go hop into AutoCAD because we could draw that here. Like if you go into the wall stage, you could do like arcs, but the problem is they're all like that, right? Like that's how you draw it, and that's not what we're doing. So what I want is I want a spline. So for that, we're gonna do some line work in CAD, and then we'll import it into. We will import it into our drawing. So there's a chop shop file, and you can see like this is one of the line works I've already done in the past. So we kind of need to know from where to where it's supposed to go. That would be important information. So this is 118. You know what? We're gonna make this super easy on us. We're gonna export this as a DXF. I'll just save it on the desktop for now. Delete is what we'll call it because we're not gonna have that file for long. Go to AutoCAD. Open up. Open Sesame. And there we are. There we go. What sort of units do we have here? Decimal? No. We want architectural unitless. It's going to actually be feet. Yes. Okay, and now let's just double check that length, 134 foot 9 1/4. Huh. Oh, because it's the entire length. Let's do this one, 54.5. And this one is 54 foot 6. Perfect. Okay. So that's great. The first thing we're gonna do is like your standard planter width is gonna want to be 3 feet. So we're gonna offset this 36 inches. And we're gonna give this a nice like pink color, so it's a lot of contrast. And basically that's the line that we're gonna be snaking around. So we're gonna go into our spline tool. I'm gonna grab that. You don't really want any of these snaps on right now. Certainly not orthogonal. And then we're just kind of gonna loop-de-loop this around. And just somewhat more or less random is what we will do. And then maybe this like juts out a little further here. And then it comes back in. See how much easier it is to draw this in AutoCAD than it is. And I think we'll end it here where our little gate is. So that's what we're gonna have. And this is just a guideline for us. That's all it is. So we're gonna take this line, we're gonna cut it, we're gonna put it into our, into this. And I think it can straight up read a spline. Let's find out. No, we're gonna close out of that. And we're gonna go back to Structure Studios, project information, AutoCAD. Hit that button in the pop-up. We're gonna find our little chop shop template. There it is. Thinking about it. And it gives us a straight line. So that's not helpful at all, is what that is what we call that. That didn't work. I wonder why that didn't work. It's on a layer that's turned off or something. No, I think it's because it's a spline. What if we explode this? No, we want to convert it. Convert poly, right? Enter polyline conversion option light. Select objects. 0 polyline. No, there is a way to do it. I just don't remember. Is it spline edit? Convert to polyline. That's exactly. Precision 10. That seems reasonable. Yes. Okay, let's go with that. Save that. Once again, import it. Shop template. Aha. And that's the ticket right there. So we're gonna import this as a custom shape because this line work is so complex now that this program is not a happy camper. Just moving this around, it's already kind of struggling. But that's okay because what we're gonna use this as is we want it to be a dry stack wall and we want it to look like a dry stack wall, right? So we're gonna go back to kind of outlining this and calling this 3 feet, right? I just need a little guideline right there. That's it. So that's my 3 foot there. Beautiful. Okay. If I deselect it, I can pan much faster if I have it on. It's a lot of stuff that it has to render. Okay, and now we're gonna find some sort of a bolder looking thing that we want to use. So that's gonna be yard accessory. We're gonna actually do this in 3D. Yard accessory stage. We are going to look for a boulder. They're probably a little big because what we're going for, the look that we're going for is this. That. Something like that. And if we do this, just look at this. That is wild. Yeah, the art of the dry stack stone wool. They're not trivial to build. It takes years of practice to do this. That's what I want it to look like. If we, let me show you what the problem is. If I go into our walls stage here, walls, fences, and railing, and tell it, okay, I'm building a wall, one brick at a time, and I'm going to curve this. It's going to do that and that. And now let's go into what is actually, as a preset, what is actually a wall. No pillars. This should look awful, if I'm not completely mistaken. Yeah, so you get these cracks in there wherever kind of breaks. So let's see, if we want to spend a long time, we will not do that. Okay, actually I take that back. We're not gonna, it's gonna take forever to build this individually, and it'll be too big, and we can't manipulate it easily and so on. So we're not gonna do that. Oh shit, what's up, man? So okay, no, we're gonna be lazy about this. Let's go back into AutoCAD for a second. And do we have this saved? We do. Let's see if we still have this in our the old one, the spline. Yeah. So delete that and spline edit. Let's turn this into something that won't crash our 3D program, maybe. So that's our spline, and we want convert to polyline. Precision 10, that was a lot. Let's try 36. Ah, okay, the higher the number, the more points. That's the opposite of what we want then. So spline edit. The problem is eventually it'll just make it square, which is not what we want. So 36, 10 was too much. 4? What does that do? That's still too much. This is just too cool for school. It's gonna crash. Like, I've done this before, and okay, so 4, 2. Okay, now it's kind of getting a little bit square. Let's try that. That should be okay. So this is, what did we import this as? I think a custom shape, right? Yeah, okay. So get rid of that. Go back to our CAD file, or relink the CAD file. It doesn't automatically update. You have to do this every single time by hand. It's a little annoying. It's 2:45 already. That's insane. Okay, where is it? Show it to me. Right, there's our spline. So now we're gonna take this and put this straight into the wall stage, and we're gonna save, because this is a great way to crash this program. What? Import. Okay. It seems fine with this. So that is now a wall. Not going to be 6 feet high. It's going to be like 2 feet. There's not going to be a cap on it. Huh. I don't hate it. Not auto elevation. Actually, how tall does it need to be? Probably like 3 feet. Yeah, just about. I think that's what we're gonna need. So It's a little chintzy here. It's all piecemeal. That's fine because what we want is stone. So let's see what texture it offers us. It also needs to be way wider. This dry stock, it's going to be at least a foot. I think right now it's like 8 inches or something. Come on, load the rest of the textures. Travertine, no. I wonder what that looks like. Way too much grout. No. No. No, no, no. No, no, no. It will not do. Natural, no, that's nothing. Stacked, here we go. Bluffstone? Yeah, if we scale this up. Sure. I don't see why not. I think maybe it can even be a little bit bigger. Or 75%, what does that look like? Yeah. I like that. I'm happy with that. So now we need our width. Let's see. Wall width. Here we go. 7. No, that's not going to do. We want like maybe it is. Maybe it is actually 1.5 feet wide on the top. I think it's gonna want to be. Yeah, and then it kind of comes out of there, and this is far too complex. That's that's not gonna fly. So we need to go in here and change that. And just kind of simplify it. Ooh, no, I don't want to move the whole thing. This is round, square peg and round hole is what this is what we're going to do here. Which, I mean, it'll kind of approximate that in reality, right? This is such an awkward, this is never going to look right. Yeah. Because how do you, this arc is just way too strong. I believe we're overthinking it. I think it can just go straight to that point, basically. Yeah, from like here, stop doing that. You have to hold the left mouse button down to delete only that section. I think it can just do that, no? Let's find out. Yeah, if I'm looking at it from this angle, looks fine. It's like individual blocks from the top. But that's okay though. That's kind of what it's gonna do. So how tall did we make this? 3 feet? Contractor's not gonna be super happy. Because that means he's gonna have to dig out 3 feet. So that's a lot. So no, the overall height will be 3 feet. Do we want to keep the slope? No, dream big, right? Okay, so 3 feet is what we want, or what we want to dig this all out to. No, 0 is what we want. And I'm just gonna start digging here. Start freeing up our wall. See, the problem here is that with these terrain tools, it just totally buries it. And then you get this weird. Like, see what it's doing? It's like I can't just lower the soil in front of the wall. It also auto lowers it behind it. It's not really what I had in mind. But it's okay. This is so much easier to do in a computer than it is in the real world. I think I just moved like 50 trucks worth of soil. Anyway, okay, so that is looking like a dry stack wall. We're gonna put a planter behind it because we do want plants in there. So we're gonna go to our planter stage. And we're just gonna hit outline. And essentially we will follow this. Right, will it let us do that? Oh yeah, look at that. Whoop. Easy. Easy does it. Okay, let's go into 3D, see what that looks like. Aha! We have planting soil. That is not plant, that's gravel, is what that is. But not to worry. Planting soil. There we go. So that's gonna be something, I don't know what we're gonna plant there yet. Something fun. Okay, so the next thing I wanna do is I think we want these basins, we want our drains. So to give a somewhat accurate description, or depiction rather, I should say, of what this would look like, we're actually going to draw them in. And they're going to be big drains. They're going to be 3 foot by 3 foot grates. And then we're going to bury them with rocks. So here's how we're going to do that. First, draw a box. 3 feet. Come on. 3 feet. 3 feet. 3 feet. 3 feet. That's not going to be 7 feet tall. That can just be an inch. And we're gonna kind of make this look like. In fact, do we have a great texture? That'd be cool. No. Drain. Do we have a drain that I can just use as a symbol? Drain? Oh. Oh my god, yes we do. Deck drain. Wall inlets. Do we have a square one? No. This was pool design software, so of course this stuff we've got in spades. Right? Debris catcher, all that stuff. We don't really have what we actually need here. So remember this, friend? This texture right here? We're going to grab that. We're going to stick it on here. Does that look like drainage? Great. Okay, but it's floating. So we definitely don't want that. What's the elevation we had here? It's 1 foot down. Okay. Close enough. Because of what we're going to do next. So if we go to terrain, I haven't done this often, but I know that there is a way to paint a material. Yeah, here we go. Paintbrush material. Terrain painting material. Can I choose the material? Oops. Paint. There we go. No, I can't. It won't let me do it. Because I was hoping to have something that is actually rocks. But it isn't. This is all it gives us. No, come on. Why is there a search bar here? Okay. That's something to add to the list of hey, suggestions for this. I should be able to use any material that's in the program already at the very least, if not even import my own, but that's okay. We'll get this. So, rock. What is all this? Rockwork. Assorted rocks. Sandstone. Yeah, I think some of these can be pretty big. Kids can like play around on them. Maybe like that's a good standard size. And then do we have them so that they actually match? Yes, we do. No, we don't. This one's way different from the other ones. This looks like we went to a quarry and just kind of grabbed. Yeah, I'm not happy with this. Am I? I don't know. I can't decide. Like these boulders, these are massive. You can get these, no problem, but they charge them by the ton. These are kind of expensive. I want like not pebbles. What's the word I'm looking for? Um, river rock. That's what I want. Dark gray. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Do this in 2D. And we're just gonna grab all of these. And then all the different ones it's got, right? Geez, this is a lot. Okay, now we're gonna take all these and we're gonna scale them way down. Like 10%. No, maybe 20. What? Why would it? Okay, no, now I have pebbles. What does this pile of rocks look like? Okay, it looks like a pile of rocks. Just kind of what we're going for. So we're just going to spread these out. And here, we got to keep that grate at least a little bit open. Love to hide it completely, but then it won't do what we need it to do, which is drain all the water out. Yeah, this is gonna be a labor of love here. But this is much closer to what I want it to look like. Much closer. In fact, let's actually put some big boulders for kids to climb around in over here. And we're gonna plant this. We're gonna have some reed grasses, I think, in here because it's probably gonna be pretty moist soil throughout the year. It is in South San Francisco. It rains a lot there, and there's a ton of like not humidity. I guess it technically is humidity, but you know that like the coastal winds just coming in. There's a lot of that going on. So we don't want this to be a quarry either, because then I can already hear them say, "Oh, the kids are gonna get their knees scabbed," and that's no good. Let's spread these out a little bit. Some of these, you just kind of rotate them to make it look a little bit more random. Not as though we placed them by hand, even though we did. Okay, and then they are going to be a lot denser here around our grate, because we don't want kids playing with that all that much. Okay, I know it looks like a pile of randomly strewn around rocks for now, but as soon as you put plants in there, I think let's just do that for funsies. I don't know that it's actually going to be reed grass. Probably not. Calamagrastis? That'll grow here. For sure that'll grow here. So if we do something like that, there's a couple of new variations. What else we got? Philastris. Oh yeah. this is super quick, and this is not how you do a planting design at all. Don't take this as advice. But that doesn't look too bad. I don't think that's kind of that's a 50-foot screenshot right now. It looks good from 50 feet away. You zoom in, it still looks pretty good. Anyway, we'll pick different plants when we get down to it. For now, I guess a couple of these can stay because it looks kind of nice. But that's going to be, I don't know how dense I'm going to do that planting yet. It's like, you want kids to be able to go in there and play. They are going to anyways. Like, I remember being a kid. You get into all kinds of things you're not supposed to. And we're going to do the exact same thing over here. So I kind of like that. That actually worked out. It's pretty close to what I had in my head. So custom shape, do the same thing. There's our grate. And this, of course, will be a little bit faster because A, we know how to do it now, and B, we can copy paste a bunch of stuff. The most important thing in drafting anything is never draw anything twice. It takes too long. I think we want to move that grate a little bit closer. Oh yeah, we have that super sketchy downspout. I forgot about that. It goes from here over at an angle and then just dumps out here into a tub because they were like collecting rainwater, which okay, I guess I don't know what they were doing with it. I think they were gonna, like, it's just more to teach kids about, like, hey, collect some rainwater, why don't you? But it's not, it's just one tub and it only collects the rain from part of that roof, so it's not going to catch all this runoff that we're going to have here. All right, here comes the easy part, which is copy pasting most of those boulders. No one will ever know that we just kind of copy paste stuff all the time. So this whole ensemble can go right there. And oh look, it kind of slots in there. That's weird. That's so weird. It's almost like we designed it that way. So strange. I wish it would show you or give you some sort of indication of where the texture changes, because this is not quite enough yet. We'll do a couple more here. Let's kind of rotate these guys. I didn't want to just use a texture. We could have also like drawn a deck or a planter in here. Yeah, planters follow terrain. We could have drawn a planter in here and then given it like a river rock texture, but then it's flat as a pancake, which that doesn't really convey what this actually will be. I think this is much closer to the reality of what we're actually trying to do here. Right, we're trying to hide this grate. We're gonna have a couple of, if these boulders are actually all this size, I don't know. I don't know. They could be. Like I said earlier, they tend to get a little bit pricey. And yeah, it is like, if they're too big, then kids can get hurt and they can fall off and things like that. So we don't want to do that. But I think we do want to bring in just a couple of plants right now. Like look at this one. It just sat right down in there. That Calamar grass. It's like, this is my home. It wants to be there. No, I don't want to change the elevation. Good God, I don't want to change the elevation. I want to move you a little bit further back. There we go. And I think their little rain collection tub thing, I wonder if we have that rain. Just type in rain. Drains and nozzles. I need like a rain collection barrel. The word I'm looking for is barrel. Thank you, Google. I need a barrel. A wine barrel? That's all we got? No, come on. See, this This is what they have right now, which is ugly. What I want is this. And ideally this, made of real actual wood, but we don't have an actual wine barrel. Oh, but wait a minute. Aren't these things just two? They're just one barrel cut in half. They are, right? So if we stack two of them perfectly on top of each other and rotate this one upside down, that should make it look like a barrel. Ha! Yeah. Okay. I bet that's exactly what they do. They cut a barrel in half. Look at that. You come here for landscape architecture to learn how they make wine barrels or wine barrel planters. They just, oh, duh. I mean, of course, they just take an old wine barrel and they cut it in half. So that's super neat. Okay, let's go down the list. The list of many things. What else? Okay. Edible plants. Yeah, we're not there yet. No thorns, duh. Pergola with cement base. Have that. Do we have that? No, we don't. Small retaining wall. Well drained with rocks, 3 foot by 3 foot drain. Have that poly roof on pergola, possibly 2 pergolas. Send photos to Joanne. Composite deck, maybe flush or with ramp. Natural boulders. Yes, in fact, let's add some more boulders. Some of these big ones. They can kind of jut out of the wall. Wait, what? Boulder. Having boulders, it doesn't find anything. Okay, rockwork, brown. That might not be such a bad idea. Yeah, something that like goes more with this wall. Okay, let's turn that off. This is to toggle like shading and I think bump maps on the textures or something like that. I like to use it because that way I know that as soon as I'm done designing things and I press that button, without doing anything else, it'll look way better. That's like the only reason I toggle that on and off. The computer has plenty of grunt to run this with, all bells and whistles the entire time. So maybe a couple of these big honking things just kind of hang out right here. Like they have something to do with the wall, I guess, but not really. I think we need to change the texture of our wall to be a little bit darker. Maybe have more of a brown tinge, the word I'm looking for. Right, so it kind of matches those a little bit more. Let's take some of the saturation out. There we go. I think that's fairly close. Great. So, okay, back to placing boulders. Yeah, they can just kind of be a little bit strewn about. The other thing that I want to do, which is going to be super fun. So we have a couple of more elements that need to go in here. There needs to be a little climbing wall. It's just going to be a pre-built one, and I think it's going to go right here against this shed. It's going to have that. There's going to be a mud kitchen, which I have a vague idea of what that is, but I think it'll be a little lean-to that goes in here. Or maybe it even goes down here. I'm not sure yet. And then what I want to have is I want to have like a curving path that's a built path. I mean, we have to connect this gate to this gate, but then have it kind of like loop and go over here. And it won't be the main path that you actually walk on. That'll be this. But it'll be this like kind of curving path. And what I want like multiple surfaces within the same path. Like you have like, and it doesn't have to be crazy expensive to build, like base rock, big like 2-inch minus pieces, right? And then you have like really fine gravel, and then you have a sand, and then you have a mulch, and so on. And like every 6 feet or whatever, there's a material change. And the idea is kids, or anybody really, can take off their shoes and their socks and run around, and you get that haptic feel on your feet of all these different surfaces. I mean, obviously, it can't be anything that's like that'll hurt. The thorny plants won't do it. Oh, we could do one with creeping time though. Yeah, I think that would be. Actually, let's draw that in before I do this before I place any more of these boulders. Yeah, because I want a section of it, like probably it's going to go from here to there, and then there will be like a fork, and then it'll go around here a little bit, and then maybe it loops back here to whatever this main path will be. Yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we want to start drawing some curved paths, which I don't know that we want to do that in this program. I think we want to do that in AutoCAD because that'll be easier and better. They do need to, how do I put this? They do need to look good. Um, hmm, 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 hmm. Okay, chop template. We can do that. And now, where's our import file? Delete me.dxf. This has most of the elements that we need. Let's try to do it just for banter. Let's try to draw it in this program. Yeah. So we're going to call it a deck, even though it totally isn't a deck. Or do we want it? We want it to follow the terrain. I wonder if lantern might be better. Yes, I think I want to do that. So we start here. We're going to come in straight. And we're going to have like 4 feet, which is straight, right? Right. 4 feet. And yeah. This will come to, this is just so awkward to draw. As you come back this way. And go like that. No, I don't like this. So, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna export this file one more time. Close out of that. Yes. What? No. I don't want to save anything. Just go away. File, export, drawing exchange file, desktop. Yeah, just put it on this. Yes, I want to replace it. Okay. Aha! So now we can see what we're trying to avoid, if you will. We're going to use splines again, which I know the other program doesn't like, but it's just going to have to suffer. Decimal, textual, feet. Go away. Okay. And then I want something that's like ink. All right, so let's get started. Spline. We're going to draw the center. We're just going to draw center points. Or, sorry, we're going to draw the center line. And then we're going to offset it 18 inch in either direction. Look at that. See how much easier that is? We've got one there. That's where that wants to end up. And then we're going to have the other one just going to curve along this. I hope that's 18 inches. It might actually take this line and offset it 18 inches. Yeah. I kind of have something to aim for. As they say, it need not be exact. Okay, and it's gonna go kind of here. I don't know where to end it just yet. Yeah, let's go with that. And now we want to offset both of these again. 18 inches that way, 18 inches that way. Delete that. This one just needs to go that way and that way. Delete those. Now we're going to trim them. Wait a minute. Did I draw that? I mean, yeah, I did. I drew everything. That's, Huh? What's the distance from this point to the fence? 4 feet. And is that the inside or outside line? I'm confused. It's 3'5". What? That's way off. So wait, let me get this straight. When you draw lines in walls in Structure Studios, you're drawing the center line. When you export it, it gives you both? No. I just made a mistake. Okay. Alright, I should make all the lines that I'm drawing in AutoCAD one color. That way I can avoid to do that in the future. Okay, whatever. Let's just do it again. It seems unimportant and easy and even trivial, but depending on the design, maybe not this one, but depending on the design you're working on, getting these paths right will make or break the design. So offset that, 18 inches in that direction, 18 inches in that direction. Aha, now we are cooking with gas. Offset this guy in both directions, then delete all of our center lines. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in my head. In fact, no, it isn't. This path is going to be as wide as this gate. So we're going to chop it off right there. Okay. And I think that's fine. We will have connection going from here to all this stuff. There's also going to be some trees here that they wanted. Like some apple trees. A little orchard. And let's chop this one off dead straight right here. And then maybe this path, what we don't have yet. Let's see where it hits this path. Don't love that. That's what we want. And then this path is a little bit big. Goes, what, 5 feet? Comes down a little bit too long, but I think it'll do something like this. Yeah. That's perfectly fine. Okay, great. So these can go. We need a line that to dock things onto once we import it back into the file. So we'll draw that there, just a straight line. And then let's go back into our shop. Now we want to spline edit. Select opposite corner. What do you have? Convert to polyline. Do we have to do this individually for each one? Oh, Jesus Christ. This is way too much. Okay, but there is one more trick that I just remembered to simplify these once they're Instructor Studios. That's so strange. So now value 2 is giving me a ton of dots. Revert to polyline. Okay, let's try 16. That's even more. What if we do 1? Can you do less than 1? Let's find out. I don't think so. Specify precision. 0.25. 0 and 99. Okay. Hello. Okay, selected. Zero. All right, that's the least amount of precision it can do, I guess. Oh boy. Let's make sure we get. Actually, let's delete all this and make sure we get all of them to that. So spline edits. I'm sure there's a way to just do a batch convert, but I don't know how, and it'll take longer to look it up than to just do this by hand. Is that it? There's 4 of them? Yep, 4 polylines. Okay. Close out of this. Nope. Close out of that. Back to our handy dandy 3D modeling tool. Our library. Oh boy! Now we've given it something to chew on. Okay, and we said these are going to be planters. Oh yeah, it is not happy. That is just way more precision than we need. I think what you can do now is you can use the outline tool. It still makes it super. I know what we'll do. Yep. Do it by hand. Actually, let's try to be a little bit smarter about this. So if we want a materials change every, what seems reasonable, 10 feet? Make a point every 2 feet. Because what this is, let's see what that is. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Because now, yes. 2, 2, 2, 2 and a bit. Blink. Okay, that's 1. Maybe we go to every 20 feet. This seems like a lot of different materials. It's going to be sand, mulch, base rock, pebbles, plants. That's 5. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Yeah, so we need one more. Then this one, the other arm, if you will, doesn't have to be that precise. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, there, and there, and okay, I see what I know what we're gonna do here. It's gonna be one. No, I shouldn't point at the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 materials. That way, this whole loop will be 1. And roughly how much do we have left to go? Say that that's 10 feet. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, so then we want 3 more materials. Well, that's easy math. That's another 20 feet and run each. 2. And I think actually I want to start on the other side. This one wants to be more granular because that's where wall is, and we're going to shove it underneath the wall. So it looks like it goes up against the wall. And it will. Wait, where are we at? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay. Getting there. So the Logitech MX Vertical, can't recommend it. I love vertical mice, but this one is like as soon as there's just a speck of dust on the lens, it goes completely haywire. Like I can feel it dragging, and maybe that's just the program about to crash. It's also a possibility. No, there it goes. The mouse figured out 2, 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 18, and 20. Okay, and then this will be the last piece. And that is, we already know where we're going, so this can be... Oh, come on. It is not happy. It has to calculate all these snap points. There's like a million of them now. Oof. Who thought any of this was a good idea? Okay, delete that. Delete that. This. Delete this. Okay, great. Now this should make this whole thing run a lot smoother. It does. Great. Scooch this. It wants to sit around there. Aha. Okay, materials, please. All right, so let's just say, oh, you got to be kidding me. What? Why did it make it all one piece? What? Why didn't that work? Do you need to split these? Is that what's going on? Yes, I do. You made the whole thing one piece, even including the planter that's nowhere. Oh, if they touch, it's like, oh, it's one and the same. Well, that's not correct. Come on, guys. Okay, I guess they are gonna have some sort of. They're gonna have to have some sort of border between them. It could be a piece of vendor board. Okay, here we go. So now we split them. So the first one is going to be, this one's going to be gravel. And it's going to be, this is going to be our gray base rock. That's going to be 2 inches there. This is going to be, that can actually stay as planting soil. That's fine. Our path is getting a little bit narrow here. Maybe we'll tweak that at a later date. Then I want mulch. Like black bark. No, that looks too much like just brown bark. What was the other things I said? Oh yeah, sand. Spray deck sand? No. Here we go, sand. It was base rock, mulch, gravel was the other one. Just regular old actual path material. Maybe we'll make it red. No, we'll make it brown. There we go. And then for plants, let's see, time. Timos. Okay, this is going to be tricky because I want it to look like it's actually contained. But we're going to be... Why are these all floating 2 feet in the air? Okay, this mouse is just... Maybe the batteries are running low. That's also a possibility. Okay, we have some cleanup to do here. All of this needs to move away from the wall, for one, because it's way inside the wall right now. Lanterns, it needs to go there. This one needs to come out. That. This one needs to come out. Why did we spend all that time drawing it in AutoCAD? Yeah, it's like super narrow now. Man. Aw, man. I don't want to redraw all this. Okay, the rest is going to be paving. Oh, okay. I think I've been staring at this long enough for today. I'm going to pick this back up tomorrow, probably. Every day. And now I'm going to go enjoy the sunshine. Take it easy. Peace out.